I never thought a calm summer morning would turn into a full-blown police operation. But that's exactly what happened when 3 squad cars screeched into my driveway like they were about to kick down the door of a drug bunker. Sirens blaring. Lights flashing. Neighbors opening blinds like it was primetime entertainment. And me? I was standing there in flip-flops, holding a garden hose, watering my tomatoes like a man who had absolutely no idea why the cops were in his driveway. The lead officer stepped out, hand resting casually on his belt. "Sir, we received a report about threats over pool access." "Are you Ethan Marlowe?" "Pool access. Threats." At 8:15 a.m. I already knew exactly who weaponized those words. Behind the cops, stepping forward like she was attending a press conference, stood Beverly Hartwell, the self-appointed queen of the Maple Ridge HOA. Hair sprayed into immovable perfection. Binder pressed to her chest like a holy scripture. Eyes sparkling with righteous fury. The same Beverly who spent 6 months trying to turn my private backyard pool into a community wellness facility. She spoke with that rehearsed voice of hers, loud enough for neighbors to hear. He threatened legal action when I attempted to implement community pool sharing protocols. Community pool sharing protocols. That woman could turn a simple sentence into a bureaucratic nightmare. I raised my eyebrows. I told her she can't use my private pool for her water aerobics class. Beverly gasped like I'd confessed to burning down an orphanage. But what Beverly didn't know, or forgot, was that calling the cops on me wasn't like calling them on any ordinary homeowner. I'd spent 15 years as a municipal contract lawyer specializing in property disputes. She picked the wrong house to wage war on. When I bought this home on Birchwood Court, the main reason was the pool. A beautiful, kidney-shaped, stone-lined retreat. Hidden behind a 6-foot privacy fence. And the most important part? The deed explicitly classified the pool as a private amenity, not subject to HOA governance. I verified it 3 times. Then had a lawyer friend verify it again. Legally, that pool was as private as my toothbrush. Then Beverly moved in. Within 2 weeks, she had staged what the neighborhood jokingly calls the chrysanthemum coup, her dramatic takeover of the HOA presidency after accusing the previous president of mismanaging flower beds. From that day on, Maple Ridge became her personal kingdom. Citations for grass height. Emails about mailbox angles. Threats about improper curtain colors. I stayed under her radar. Until she discovered the pool. One summer barbecue, she accidentally wandered into my backyard. Her eyes lit up like she'd stumbled upon buried treasure. "This is magnificent," she whispered. "Imagine the community benefits." I smiled. Good thing the community can enjoy the view, from outside the fence. Her smile didn't return. That's when her obsession began. First came letters. Then more letters. Then letters that looked so official I half expected them to be delivered by a man in a suit. She demanded scheduled community wellness hours. I responded politely, citing state property law. She escalated. A sign appeared on my gate. Community pool hours. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. I tore it down. Then she mailed the whole neighborhood a survey, twisting the questions to make people think it was about the actual community pool. When she got 60% approval, she declared she had a mandate. And then. The morning she called the cops. My camera caught her measuring my fence at sunrise like a raccoon with a tape measure. I told her calmly. "Leave my property or I'll take legal action." To Beverly, legal action was apparently the same as, "I'm going to stab you." Thus, the 3 squad cars in my driveway. "Officers," I said, setting down my hose. "I have security footage of this morning." Beverly went pale, then red, then a strange mixture of both. "It's unnecessary," she barked. "I have documentation." The lead officer flipped open her binder. Inside were pool party flyers. HOA newsletters. Highlighted comments from Facebook. The man looked exhausted just holding it. "Ma'am," he said flatly, "none of this is evidence of a crime." That's when I played the footage. Her sneaking. Me warning her politely. Her refusing to leave. The officers watched in total silence. "Sir," the officer said, "you're well within your rights." Beverly saw her story falling apart. So she dropped her biggest weapon yet. A folder of official county blueprints. "This proves his pool encroaches 2 feet onto HOA property," she announced triumphantly. Except the blueprints were fake. And not even good fakes. I compared her papers to the county database on my phone. "Sergeant," I said slowly. "These documents are forged." The font was modern. The date stamped wrong. The surveyor license belonged to someone who died 20 years ago. The officer's expression hardened. "Ma'am," he said quietly, "did you create these?" "I enhanced them for clarity," she snapped. That was the moment everything flipped. A detective was called. Officers took photos of the documents. And Beverly's perfect little power trip collapsed in real time. Then came the kicker. She admitted she installed a hidden camera aimed at my pool. For safety monitoring, she claimed. The detective added unlawful surveillance to her list of crimes. I stood there, arms crossed, watching Beverly's entire empire crumble. For the first time that morning, I smiled. That evening, Maple Ridge was buzzing. Everyone had heard the news. An emergency HOA meeting was called. The room was packed, neighbors shoulder to shoulder, waiting for the fallout. Beverly sat at the head table, pale but still desperately clinging to authority. "I invoke Article 15, presidential immunity," she demanded. Beverly, the treasurer, sighed. "That article covers emergency expenses, not felonies." I stepped forward. "I have a prepared statement." "You have no standing," she shrieked. "Actually," the secretary said, "he's the victim. He can speak." I laid out everything. Forged documents. Illegal surveillance. Harassment. Trespassing. Manipulation of HOA resources. And then I presented the cease and desist letter. The board exchanged horrified looks. "I move for a vote of no confidence," the treasurer said. "Seconded," said the secretary. All 5 hands went up. Unanimous. Beverly looked shattered. Small. Deflated. Her binders slipped slightly in her grip. Her voice cracked. "You can't do this, the pool was going to be my legacy." "Your legacy," the treasurer said gently, "will be new bylaws to prevent this from ever happening again." She gathered her things, trembling. She avoided everyone's eyes. And she walked out without a word. A week later, the district attorney officially charged her. 3 felonies. 2 misdemeanors. And a restraining order. She pled down. 2 years probation. $5,000 fine. 300 hours community service. No contact with me. No proximity to my property. In court, she broke down sobbing. I was trying to help the community. The judge lowered his glasses. "Ma'am, forging government documents to seize someone's private property is not community service. It's a crime." Her sob echoed through the courtroom. Mine didn't. That Saturday, I hosted a pool party. Invitations only. Neighbors came. Kids splashed. Seniors sat under umbrellas sipping iced tea. The waterfall glowed under purple LED lights. Everyone was at peace. As I stood by the grill cooking burgers, I looked out over the backyard. My backyard. My sanctuary. My small corner of hard-earned tranquility. And I thought about everything that had happened. Sometimes the loudest people collapse the fastest. Sometimes the ones who bark orders are the ones hiding the most. And sometimes the calmest person in the neighborhood is the one you really shouldn't challenge. Especially when his pool is his kingdom. And the law is on his side.